Sally the Camel has 2 humps. Our guest here, the Camel, has 2 state championships. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
I'm Sean Fausz, wrestle for Campbell County.
And, of course, we made the Camel reference. The Campbell County Camels, one of the best programs in the state of Kentucky. 1990, 1991, 2004, 2012 team state champions, 30 individual. And like we said, you account for 2 of those. Coming into the 2014 season, you're a senior coming off an undefeated 62-0 state championship season at 132 pounds. You are in high school in the age of social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Everybody knows who you are. Mm-hmm. It's not a secret. I mean, you can't be hid. You can't, come incognito. I mean, everybody knows Sean Fausz is in the building when you come to a meet. And I like asking guys this question because it's just great to get everybody's different perspectives on it, if you will. When you go into a gym, no matter where it's at, do people nudge everybody like, hey, Sean Fausz is in the building. Sean Fausz.
I think in the state of Kentucky, yeah.
Okay.
In Ohio, maybe I did was lucky and people didn't know who I was. At least maybe some different tournaments, but I'm trying to think. Hammer and Anvil.
I got
I was
you.
a 4-timer there.
Oh, was you really?
Some different tournaments where people at those tournaments probably knew.
That Hammer and Anvil, man, I'm not saying it's up there with the Iron Man and Beast of the East, but if you win that, you've done something. I mean, that's a heck of a tournament. That's in Cincinnati, right?
I believe it's up in Western.
Okay.
I forget what city in Ohio, but
I got you.
Brown and white colors.
Yes, yes. I'm sure you guys are screaming at your phones right now. Just put it in the comments and we'll like it, and that way we know. But when you come in to this senior season, you've got Austin on the team. I think he was a 2-timer coming in. Yeah, he's a 2-timer. You just a loaded team. When you come into a gym in Kentucky and people know who you are, because I don't remember the exact study or the exact poll. It was in Maxim magazine or one of the men's magazines. 97% of men between the ages of 21 and 50 admit the number one thing they lie about to other people is how good they were at high school athletics. So I bring that up because everybody wants to beat the champ. Everybody wants to knock out Mike Tyson. Everybody wants to beat Royce Gracie, win the first UFCs. I mean, there's people that done the interviews, the promos when it was starting. I want my shot at Royce Gracie. I want my shot at that little 170-pound Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu phenom. I want to beat Royce Gracie. When you go in to a gym, you're at a wrestling meet. Did people give you, the guys that you wrestled, give you 175,000% thinking, I'm going to show that I can beat the state champion?
You always get everyone's best match, whether they're trying to beat you or whether they just want to say, hey, I didn't get pinned by him. Hey, I didn't get teched by him. Regardless of what it is, you're always getting everyone's best match.
And that's, come on. That's the way it should be. Yeah. Wrestling is a, 2 individuals of the same weight competing in hand-to-hand combat so you can put the other one's shoulders on the mat for a count of 2 seconds or score the most points. It's a competitive sport, but that's just the way it is. Think of some of the most famous athletes in the world throughout history: Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, like I said, Royce Gracie, Conor McGregor. Are there bigger athletes? Your basketball, golfers, soccer players, yeah. But for the most part, everybody knows who the MMA champions are. Everybody knows who the boxing champions are. And in wrestling, if you're in that, you know who you're going to be wrestling against. I know this guy's the state champion, and I love just getting getting everybody's best shot. Or some dudes, the best move they had was a handshake or the walking off the mat or whatever. So 2014, you come in as a senior, 138 pounds with a record. I guess it would be 45-2 coming into the state tournament. And you said your 2 losses We're at the Hammer and Anvil, correct?
GMVWA.
GMVWA, that's right. You said you won the Hammer and Anvil 4 times. I'm losing it.
Lost to Dom Demas, if you know that name. All-American at Oklahoma.
Okay,
in college.
I knew the name. I just couldn't place where it's from.
And then lost to Lawson, who I beat in the 2013 video. He had moved back to St. Paris Graham.
I got you. And I guess when you walk out, you recognize him like, oh my, I just wrestled this kid last year. What's going on here? What's going on?
Got a lot bigger and more mature. Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens. So you start off your state tournament 2014 with a fall over Cameron Bryant of Louisville Eastern. You win that by 46 seconds. Last year, the first round, you won by a fall in 55 seconds. So you shaved a few seconds off your time. No big deal, right? Got to get that first round pin. Second round, you're wrestling David Trudy from Henry Clay. You win that by a major decision, 16-4. You get to the quarters. You're wrestling Connor Wilkerson from Oldham County. You win that by a tech fall, 20-5. And Connor comes in 4th place. You get to the semis. You're wrestling Benjamin Barton out of Trinity from Louisville. You win that by a major decision, 19-7. Ben goes on to get 3rd place, but don't feel bad for Ben. He goes on to be a 2-time state champion, 2015 and 2016. And both of Ben's videos are on the series, or on the review, the YouTube channel here, and they're also in the Trinity playlist. So go back and check out Ben. You beat a good wrestler there.
Had a good college career too.
Yeah, Ben
wrestled at Lock Haven and Campbell before that.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal career. I haven't talked to him since we've done this video, but I believe he was he's in the wrestling universe still. He's a salesman, I believe, for one of the Rudis, yeah, for one of the apparel companies. So that's, like I said, beat a good wrestler there, man, and a 19-7 win in the semis. That's, against somebody the caliber of Ben. You've done something there for real. You get to the finals again. Your 3rd time in 4 years. You're wrestling Angel Vasquez out of Lafayette, and we'll talk a little bit more about Angel here after we watch your video. Now, have you watched this video in a while? This 2014?
Again, I don't remember when the last time I've seen it.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's when we get to the part where we're watching the video, I'll tell you a little bit of a story about it. But guys, we're going to get our computer set, our TV set. We'll see you in 2014. So you guys are getting a good look at Angel here. The 2014 finals, I've said, is not just I have said. The collective of the Kentucky wrestling community has said the 2014 state finals is the best finals in the history of the state wrestling tournament. Just some of the names. Your Austin Myers, 4-timer. Brock Irvin, 5-timer. You, a 2-timer. Angel, one of the best 1-time state champions in the history of Kentucky. Nathan Boston, ranked number 1 in the nation. Some guy named David Carr. I think his career turned out all right. David wrestled Trey Blackwell. Trey goes on to be, he wrestled at Oklahoma. I mean, we could go on and on. Casey was in this. Casey Cornett was in this. I mean, one of the best heavyweights in Kentucky history. Brandon Johnson from Dixie Heights. Just a top to bottom, every single weight, all 28 guys here are just phenomenal. And this is, and you, I mean, what you was able to do in college, we'll talk about that at the end of the video, adds to it. I mean, we don't want to take anything, we don't want to mention that here. We want to give it its own time. But your collegiate just adds to it. And it's just a great collection of dudes here. I mean, just a lot of studs. So we're going to go ahead, pull up the video.
Very well move up. Yeah, could move up a couple of spots. That's very possible. But then the surprise is maybe Lafayette and Henry Clay coming in at number 6 and 7. A great showing. Fern Creek and Ryle are 8 and 9.
Now that's Coach Rusty Parks talking. There you come out.
Coach B upgraded our warm-ups that year.
I was going to say a little bit newer warm-ups there. There's David Carr on top of the podium, and I wanted.
A record of 52 and 2. State champion a year ago at 132 pounds.
I wanted to keep that part and everybody talk about your previous career. Now, had anything about your? I know you got better, but had you added anything to your repertoire of techniques here as a senior?
Definitely just fine tuning everything, improving all around. I think on top, I think B finally convinced me to start riding more legs. But other than that, just my basics, looking for my attacks. You can see probably shoot a little bit too often, but I think that's a bad problem to have than the reverse of not attacking.
So you get a really nice trip takedown there. And again, you've got Mark Shoemate, rest in peace to Mark. He's passed away on us. And Cody Walls as the head official. So pretty, I'm going to say easy takedown, but a good takedown, and you cut him. And I believe Angel takes injury time here.
Yeah, he's nice. He's a really good kid, and again, he'll be the first.
The injury time right out of the gate kind of calm your nerves a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, I was probably shooting too often. No matter how prepared you are, you have some nerves involved, and so B's probably just telling me like, hey, you got the first one, settle in, keep looking for your offense.
And of course, I've refereed I don't know how many tournaments with Campbell County there, and Coach B in the corner and everything. But getting to do this series, I really kind of got to know him a little bit more, talked to him a bunch, and he was telling me that he never was like a get up and yell, rah, rah type guy. He just said they were prepared before they even stepped on the mat, and that's the way that that was our philosophy. And I've noticed in every video that I've got that he's not up, yelling or like some coaches do. He just knew you guys were ready. And I think that's a big testament to the, your all's practice room and just the philosophy he brought to the program. So you're going optional start again.
Yep. Want to add to the lead. I think mindset that senior year was I wanted to get off the mat against everyone. Pure dominance was the goal, not just winning. So I think, like you said, the major decisions against those tough guys like Ben Barden, deep down I wanted that tech or the pin, but I think you always want the harder goal than what you can achieve. And so the goal was always, like I said, get off the mat.
Get off the mat, get it going, get done, let's go. Because in the state finals or any wrestling match, I mean, unless you're just Andre the Giant or somebody, I mean, you can always get caught in something.
Yep.
You just never know what you're, step the wrong way. There you are on your back, checking out the roof of the horse park. Like, what just happened?
So short time, so not going to cut. Going to finish out on top.
And that's time. So his choice, Angel's choice, he defers, and you take neutral. Were you having to cut a lot of weight this year to get down to?
No, I didn't cut weight at all. I wanted to go 32, but for team reasons, B told me to stay up and go 38. So I was actually probably a little undersized.
Because I bring that up for a very specific purpose. We'll talk about a little bit later in the video. I'm at the state finals this year. I'm a little bit up and to the, if you're looking at it, to the left of the score table. I've tried to pick myself out. I just can't find me for some reason. So I see you look over at B. He gives you the okay to cut him.
Yeah, definitely trying to get a turn, but Angel's tough, and I must not feel a turn coming, so I want to add points on the feet.
They will be very strong.
Step in. Work for a cradle right there.
I think got a swipe. Not sure. A little funky.
Yep.
10-4
now. Points. That's the biggest, and I've said in a lot of videos, that the biggest evolution in Kentucky wrestling is the scramble. Because before, like you're about 97, give or take, to about 2001, that's when you can really start seeing certain schools scramble. Before, like 95, 96, below that, let's try a move. If we don't get it, all right, let's go back. Let's reset. Let's try something else. Let's work out to the side instead of just chaining moves together. Like that scramble right there, that would not have happened in 95. I mean, it just would not have happened.
Yeah, all around the growth of the sport with the scramble, because even in college it wasn't around till, you know, the Askrens and whatnot.
Trying to pull that leg in. There we go. And to the total.
Commanding lead into the final 20 seconds of the second period.
Angel's putting up a good fight. I mean, he really is.
So the second period.
Trying to tilt, I think it's too loose.
An impressive performance by Sean Fausz through 2 periods.
All right. So he looks immediately, gives neutral. I can't imagine he wants to stay down any more than what he was. You're up 8 points.
I'm sure the loss by Brackwell may have been a wake-up call because you can.
Right out of the gate, you get another takedown.
You can't, and especially not in this sport. You know, you lose your balance in a technical
Yeah, and
aspect of a takedown.
what was it, 2 matches before this? David Carr had beat Trey,
Yep.
and everybody was like, "Oh my God!"
And just back.
Yeah, I trained with Nate Carr, was my club coach, so I trained a decent amount with David growing up. I think that was the last year I was bigger than him.
Yeah.
But I knew what he was capable of, and so I think a lot of people was surprised, but I wasn't.
Yeah, and that was.
And then you see the career he's had.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think his wrestling career's turned out okay for himself.
12 left in the third period.
So caught a stalemate there. I mean, I'm not saying it was decided beforehand, but it was kind of had something just not catastrophic happen to Brock. He was going to win that most outstanding award. But you're putting forth a great effort to be in the conversation, but there's so many good dudes, so many good wrestlers here this year that could have been that most outstanding.
As a sophomore, is really strong.
Under a minute now in the match.
And even though you're up, I mean, you've really not stalled. You've not kind of went into like a prevent defense, if you will, like we know in football.
Gave up the first points there.
Yep.
That's great confidence for him. 16-6.
So 17-6. Yep, that's what I thought.
Inside the final 30 seconds, Sean Fausz leading in a big way, 17-6.
Trying to poke you in the eyeballs there. Bam! Professional wrestling.
I think I settled down here, and I don't want to take any more risks. Got a big enough lead. Knew the tech was far out of range, and was content with the major, I think, at that point.
Inside 10 seconds now.
We're out. We're neutral.
Unless something dramatic happens, Campbell County is going to be the first state champ of the night, as expected. Sean Fausz winning 17-6 over the sophomore.
Yep. That's the end of the match, man. You win. Final score 17-6.
State champion.
Complete your senior season with the state championship.
He finishes his high school career.
Yeah, and a great career there at Campbell County.
I think I did a CC.
Yep, I seen that, and I seen a little bit of a number 1 up. So let them know. Coach B with a hug.
Kids.
And I know William Green, known him a long time, and I know he's very proud of Vasquez.
He is, and he should be very proud of the team this year.
I had to throw that kitchen the Gatorade bottle in. That's why I kept it. I was like, I got to keep that in there, man. Got to keep that in there. So here's, of course, the medal ceremony.
You like to see that type of emotion after a win.
Yeah, you really do, and just
I do not remember who was
the emotion between
the
wrestlers and the coaches.
the 145 match, because it went to overtime. I don't remember who it was, because they're talking about went to overtime. I just can't. I just can't.
So the Whalen family celebrates
The-
tonight,
yes,
and,
Waylon from Henry Clay.
State championship in the last, I think, brother Joe took on the state title.
His senior year.
Yep. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, close to the
There's
same.
Alan
Yeah, it was
Martin.
145.
A lot of respect. Alan, I believe, was a 1970-something state champion, and he's still officiating with us.
It's, yeah, great accomplishment. Great accomplishment.
All right, and he brings home Lexington.
There's, I believe that's Ben.
Mm-hmm.
State title.
I have to tag him in this video too.
Right now, Rusty, the medal
Now, Angel, like we said earlier, don't feel bad for Angel. He goes on the next year, wins state championship. That video's on the channel, and he's in the finals again. 2016, it comes up a little bit short, so in the finals 3 years. There you come, man.
Yeah, and that was just
And Shay Founder giving you your medal.
the technique and experience, probably more than anything, of someone who travels around all summer and getting
On top of the world.
mat time. So
Again?
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and it was kind of evident there,
Yeah, it was.
but doesn't take anything away from Vasquez's
No, and
performance.
that's a great accomplishment to be in the big show, as we say.
Whoever sixth place wasn't happy because they get out of there, take their medal off.
Didn't get pinned, didn't get tech call, so he went 6 minutes, was one of the best in the state. So great accomplishment.
All right, and that's where this one ends. Watching this one back, outside of you, I say this every video, but it's a great question to ask. Does it play out the way you remember it?
Yep.
Okay. And like I said, Angel, heck of an opponent. And you guys come in, the team comes in second place that year, just a little bit short. I believe Union County won it that year, if I'm not mistaken. They had they had Brock on that team, a bunch of other good dudes. So, 2 individual state championships, a team state championship, 2 team second place, individual state runner-up. I mean, heck of a career there at Campbell County. But you traded in being a Camel to being a member of a wolf pack. And I'm not talking about the 1990s WCW wrestling stable. You went to North Carolina State, right?
Yep.
And you put on that red, black, and white, become a member of the wolf pack, and had an absolutely phenomenal career. And I have the numbers, but kind of tell us about that North NC State career.
Yeah, so Pat Papalizio was a newly head coach there, trying to rebuild that team. Being from Kentucky, even though I had this great career, I was a little overlooked, I think, when it came to recruiting. And so NC State found me, and I bought into their process and what they were trying to do. And next thing you know, we're building a good team together.
And you had an absolutely phenomenal career. Now, if I get something wrong, jump in. But you are a 4-time NCAA Division I tournament qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. And I asked earlier in the video about cutting weight. You went all 4 years at 125 pounds.
Yep.
And in TJ Rochelle's video, he actually brings that. He's like, I don't know how in the world Sean made 125 all 4 years. But you made 125 pounds all 4 years. Was that a struggle? Was that?
Of course.
I was going to say
it
couldn't have been the easiest thing in the world to do.
No.
Because you won this one at 138 pounds. So, man, that's a big – and, the body changes when you get – I mean, it just does. You get bigger, you grow, and especially in those college years. I believe your record, if my research is correct, NC State, you had a record of 54-22.
That sounds right.
Okay.
I can't definitely guarantee that, but it's within range. It's
Okay.
ballpark. I think that's right.
All right, judges will accept that. You are a 3-time ACC conference runner-up, or tournament conference runner-up, I should say. 2016, 2017, and 2019, and then 2018 ACC champion.
Yep.
That's a heck of a career in college, and like I said, made it to the big dance all 4 years of your college career. Man, that's cool, and that's why so many people bring up like you went to NC State, Austin went to West Virginia and Missouri, Brock went to Illinois,
TJ went to Wisconsin.
TJ went to the 2014 year.
2014.
Yeah, the 2014 year. I don't remember when Nathan.
I believe Wade Willen, who I wrestled the year 2013. I think he went somewhere. I could be wrong.
Okay, yeah, well.
4th place guy.
Oh yeah, Connor Wilkerson,
Where?
Wade Whelan. That was in
Wade
2012.
Well, 2012.
2012,
I believe
yep.
he went somewhere. He might have been older than me. Yeah.
Okay, just a heck of a Trey Blackwell went to Oklahoma. David Carr, Iowa State, national champion in 21 I believe, or 22. National champion at one of those years, and just a phenomenal group of dudes there in 2014. That was just in the finals. So the NC State, man, I mean, ACC has some great wrestling. It really does. And you just don't accidentally make it to the NCAA Division I tournament. If I'm not mistaken, you had to be in the conference finals as an individual to get an at-large bid, correct?
Conference finals, or depending on how the brackets laid out, you got automatic bids.
I got you.
For the tournament, depending on how tough that weight is in the conference.
That's cool, man. And after leaving NC State, I believe you've done a stint. Is it Cal Poly on the coaching staff there?
3 seasons there coaching.
And what part of California is that in?
It's in Central Coast.
Okay.
It's in between LA and San Francisco.
And they're I think I got the Mustangs, right? Because I don't remember where I remember seeing that, and I was like, I need to check that out. So, man, from 4th grade all the way up through your senior year in college, was on a wrestling mat in the wintertime, and it shows. I mean, your career at Campbell County, your career at NC State, just phenomenal. And that's why we're doing this series, to get, like you said, you were overlooked in recruiting. I mean, that's the facts. And part of this series is wrestling has been overlooked for far too long. Not just in recruiting, but just as a sport in general. We walk into a gym. It's my 18th season officiating. You walk in on a Saturday, and for the most part, you'll see the same collection of teams throughout the entire year. Maybe 2 or 3 new ones here or there, whatever. But you see the same people in the gym: parents, grandparents, brothers, running around, sisters, whatever. Same coaches. And the sport of wrestling has just been hid for so long in gyms. It doesn't get the recognition. It doesn't get the attention that it deserves. And now, Kentucky wrestling, I have the algorithm, I have the analytics to show you, the view numbers to show people that Kentucky wrestling is the most accessible, the most viewed, the most shared, all that. Any analytic you want to talk about of any high school sport in Kentucky.
Wow.
This review series, and it's because of guys like you, the stories that you're able to tell, the matches, the videos that we have, that Kentucky wrestling, the days of us being hit are over.
That's awesome.
I mean, the YouTube channel, you guys have been so receptive to it, and it's just this has become, and I'm not exaggerating or speaking in hyperbole, this has become my life's work. I know there's an audience for this. I know gentlemen like Sean have stories to tell, and people in the sport that have been around the sport for so long, they want their sport on Main Street as well. I'm not just talking for myself. I know a lot of people. I've been all over the state doing interviews. I've been from Hoptown to the Martin County border. I've been from Cincinnati to Wayne County. I've been everywhere in between. The wrestling community as a whole has said we're tired of being hid, and the view numbers, every analytic proves that people outside the sport that have never been to a meet, they're like, hey, when so-and-so school has a meet, message me, I want to go watch. Hey, when the state tournament is, I want to go watch it, just how cool it looks. I want to go see this. So the audience is growing for wrestling. The number of schools that have picked up wrestling are growing. We've added girls wrestling to the KHSAA sport. And it's because of the foundations laid by teams like Campbell County and careers like that of Sean Fausz. So, sir, do you have anything you'd like to add before we wrap this one up?
I just want to say thanks for doing all this.
Man.
It's great to get these videos on the internet and get people seeing Kentucky wrestling.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And it's just a great that you guys are being receptive. And like I said, man, thanks for you and your family for having me up at your home here today. I really appreciate it. Did you ever run to school? Just out of curiosity.
I believe I did it once in middle school when I
got
couldn't
you.
drive, which middle school's about the same distance.
I was going to say,
as high
because
school.
I
Kinda
passed the
middle
high
there.
school there coming this way. It's what, about 3 miles from here, something like
I
that, 3 or
think
4.
so. Middle school's, I think, 2 miles. So.
Coach B, you slipped, man. You should have made him run back and forth back home after practice. Get him some more cardio in. But guys, that's all that we have. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the mats.